And yeah, with all of that, I do have an offer in hand of $60,000.
60,000.
Yep.
I don't know if
All right, everyone, welcome back to a second video over here. It is a continuation of the first initial cold call. It is a three-part series that I did with these guys of locking up a deal. As you guys heard, that is how you handle negotiation like a pro. The seller did definitely had some pushbacks throughout the call. I tried to stay calm, and we talked. We definitely walked away with a pretty solid deal. But let's break it down because there's a lot of key points that you guys can definitely learn from.
Hello.
hello.
Hey, Jessica.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. Can you?
Yeah, now I can. For some reason, it's kind of breaking out in the beginning.
Yes. I don't know. Maybe the line. How was your morning?
So far, so good.
Glad to hear that. Right. Well, yeah. First of all, thanks a lot for taking my call. To get into the call itself, I just want to touch base on what it looks like if you do decide to work with us. And this is all in a perfect world. If you decide that you would like to move forward with us by the end of this phone call, then I would send over our written agreement to your email, and we would both go through that together. I know it's still kind of early, but maybe throughout the day, would you possibly be in the position to do that if we get to that point?
Yes, sir. Hmm.
Love it, love it. And yeah, at the end of our conversation, I told this to everyone. All that I ask for is just a confident yes or no decision. If it is a yes, that's amazing. If it is a no, that's perfectly fine too. Does that seem fair to you?
Yes, sir.
And as you guys can hear this at the beginning of the phone call, I wanted to open up the conversation, letting them know that this is an offer call. This is the process that we're going to be going through, setting up those expectations. And if you really noticed, I did make sure to have a yes or no decision by the end of this phone call. I do believe it is a pretty crucial question to ask for a couple of reasons being, first of all, you're making sure that everyone that is on the deed and has a signature on the page, it is they are present and they are able to get a yes or no decision. If they say no for some reason, you can definitely just push the call forward, which is not an issue at all. Most of the time, you just do a reset appointment and get it going from there. But it is really crucial for us to nail down that part.
Yeah, thanks for all of that. Now, getting into what the property qualified for, keep in mind that this is what you will walk away with in your pocket, minus anything that you own into it, which is a state of Arkansas thing, as we spoke. You do not have to pay any closing cost. You do not have to pay any realtor commission, and also the property will be sold as is, which means you wouldn't have to do any sort of repairs or any sort of cleaning into it. Now, the offer that I do have in hand comes with you granting us additional access to the property. And what I mean by that is that this type of a contract usually extends to a 90-day contract. And that additional access to the property is for us to do some quick walkthroughs with our retail buyers and retail investors to basically team up and come to the set price that we do have in hand. It generally takes, especially in Morrilton from experience, it takes about 45, 60 days to close the whole thing, but we just have to leave it 90 for the sake of the contract. And yeah, with all of that, I do have an offer in hand of $60,000.
So then I let them know of the terms and what we are planning into doing with this property. For this one, we actually had to partner up with someone of, as far as for taking it as a project. So we needed an ovation contract into it as far as for, putting it on the MLS. I pitched them that, it definitely went smooth. They were all up for a 90-day plus closing and also giving us the additional access to the property that we would need into it. The only thing holding them back was the price though. And there's a reason for that.
60,000.
Yep.
I don't know if that would be enough to completely pay it off because I think we owe somewhere between 60 and 65. Because I don't have, my paperwork and everything. I'd have to talk to Mr. Boston to confirm
Hmm.
exactly how much that we owe on the property.
I do understand. Yeah, if it is above, between 60 and 65, on the meantime, I can see and just try and get my team at 65, maybe, a better round number. and call it that, or would you want like an exact amount? I guess that as far as for a price that I should fight for.
Let me see. I'm trying to figure out if I have anything that I know where I can get to it to see exactly how much that we owe on the property.
No worries. Okay.
Because I mean, if it's enough to pay off the loan, then I want to go ahead and continue through. I just want to make sure it's enough to pay off the loan.
I gotcha. Okay. Yeah. In the meantime, let me just check with them if I do get a green light at 65%.
So their only holdback, as I said, was basically the price. They weren't really certain as far as for how much do they exactly own into the property. So that was one of the reasons, why it held them a bit back as far as for calculating their numbers and making sure that this deal also makes sense for them. But it was within a pretty small amount, as far as for an estimate of what they actually own into it. So what I did is I basically positioned myself as a middleman, and instead of panicking, I flipped the script and I asked the seller if I should fight for that exact amount, which was on the higher end of what they thought they own into it, just making them feel that I was on their team. And this is something that I found out throughout my years of experience that it truly works. Reversing those scripts and making things seem easy and not making yourself into a decision making person position definitely helps with the whole transaction and makes them feel like they are you're on their team.
You waiting on us by chance, or are we waiting for them now?
Yeah, I'm actually waiting on you guys to see if you guys found any exact offers as of right now, or any exact number that you guys have as far as for paying it off.
Oh, okay. We can run down to the county courthouse and see if we can't find someone with a brain to print out a amortization. We tried to call, but they couldn't figure it out. So If you want, we can give them a call real quick and see if we can get someone on the phone. They'll email it to us if they can figure it out, or we have to go down there in person. Which we can do that.
I gotcha.
can do that here in a minute.
Yeah,
right
most
now.
definitely.
She's calling them right now, so hopefully they'll figure it out.
Gotcha. Well, if you guys if you guys want, I do have time until approximately 9. So I don't know if that will get done in 30 minutes. What do you think?
I do not know. If she can call them, they can figure it out. It'll be like 10 minutes. So they'll just email it to us.
I gotcha. Okay. Right. Well, yeah. Give them a call, and whenever you guys get that amount, let me know. I will get the green light from my guys, and I will then we can get ongoing as far as for the agreement.
All right.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. I will talk to you guys in a bit. Thank you.
Thank you.
So yeah, then the magic moment, that is when these guys actually accepted our offer on the higher hand of what they actually own, so they could actually get some sort of cash out of it by the end of the day. It took some time though to find out exactly what they own. They definitely needed about 10-15 minutes on to finding out what they own and looking for papers and whatnot. So it was a silent call, I would say. It was close to a 20-minute talk. We spoke about the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes, I would say, as far as for the process. And they definitely had questions as far as for what the next steps are going to be into it. All right, and that's how you get a deal locked in without losing your cool. If you found this breakdown helpful, smash that like button, subscribe down below for real life scenarios and real life negotiation phone calls, and drop a comment below if you want me to do the next one. We'll catch you guys on the next one.